Shelley Winter Show live, local, topical, and relevant. Let's go to Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie.
Shelley, just want to say, first of all, I love you, love your show. Thanks for
Thank you.
hearing me out. So I was a pastor's wife before my husband passed away.
Oh, my
for
deepest
over 20
condolences.
years.
My deepest condolences. What was his name, Stephanie?
Thank you. His name was Pastor Tom Summers in Griffin, Georgia.
Pastor Summers, God bless you in heaven, and we'll take care of Stephanie until she comes to see you again.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. And I just wanted to share with you a little bit different perspective. So we love football, and our congregation at the church we served at for 14 and a half years loved football, a lot of them. And so we would want to show the Super Bowl as a fellowship on Sunday night.
Good idea.
And
wait a minute. No, that means no drinking.
Right. Especially because we were Southern Baptist. So my husband used to say, you know, the difference between Baptist and Methodist, the Methodist will speak to you in the liquor store. But anyway, so we would come and we would bring food. But the conundrum always was, what do we do during halftime because we can't leave the TV on?
Let me ask you a question. What was the problem with leaving the TV on during the halftime? Because I don't remember, with the exception of the Janet Jackson thing, which you know we can argue was planned, but with the exception of that, I don't see any of the halftime shows that were necessarily kind of bad for church, if you will. Can you tell me?
Well, and it wasn't that they were bad. It's just everybody in church, you know, there's a little bit different perspective.
Understood.
You know, what music that they listen to or what's acceptable to their children, different ages.
Understood.
Yeah, so,
completely understood.
So I think that I love the halftime show most of the time. You know, I always watch it. The commercials are my favorite part.
Me too. Mine too.
It would have been nice to have an alternative. And so I think it's more of an alternative.
Fair enough.
Not like, you know, so
fair
just
enough.
A little bit different perspective.
No, it's a fair perspective, and it's an honest perspective. And I got to tell you, just from my history, right? Like if you listen to my show, if you were to call me up a couple days or a couple weeks before the Super Bowl and say, "Hey, Shelley, our church is having the Super Bowl," I would respectfully decline because because I have a process. You know what I'm saying? But I do get that. That is a different, it's an alternative, it's something different. And even watching the Super Bowl with your church family is even different. So God bless you. And if you do something like that this year, Stephanie, please call in and invite our listeners to join you guys wherever you're going to be. If you guys do something like that again, or if you know you're going to be doing that, please don't forget to call into the show and invite the listeners. I will gladly give you a few minutes to do that, okay? Come Super Bowl time.
That's so sweet of you. I'll sure do it, Shelley. Thank you, and God bless you.
God bless you. Great call, Stephanie.
Thanks.
Great call.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye. You can't argue with that at all. At all. Great call, Stephanie. Great perspective. Where was I? Where is it? Oh, here it is. So I'm scrolling. I'm doing show prep today, right? So let's go back a little bit. Our good friend Charlie Kirk, right? And when I say good friend, I mean our good friend, right? We liked him, right? I liked him. I watched him. I watched the work he did, and I liked what he was doing. I liked where he was bringing this country, particularly when it comes to young people and religion and Christianity. I had no problems with that. And there's things I can pick at and say I didn't agree with this, but I understand the point. You know, that's neither here nor there. Dude was doing good work, I believe. That's my opinion. But a couple weeks when he passed away, when he got assassinated, when he was murdered, right? When he was shot and killed, there was a lot of talk about who did it, the motives, and everything else. At the time, Candace Owens went on this, Candace Owens podcast and everything like that. We don't have to talk about who she is and everything, but she talked about these text messages and that he was being bullied by Jewish donors to Turning Point. And he was increasingly getting frustrated. And then Bill Ackman it's a billionaire guy, had said, no, that's not true. And he released some text saying that he and Charlie Kirk were still cool. And Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are lying on him. And this never happened. And Candace Owens talked about this meeting that they had at Martha's Vineyard. And all these influencers were there. And it was a pro-Israel influencer meeting that they had and everything. And my good friend C.J. Pearson was there. And many other podcast influencers were there. And there was a lot of talk about Charlie Kirk being he felt he was being bullied. And she had talked about this. Tucker Carlson had talked about this. Well, she just released images from Charlie Kirk from a group chat. One of them reads, it's Charlie Kirk. Just lost another huge Jewish donor. $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. Ugh. Charlie Kirk, Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. This is Charlie Kirk saying this. Then someone wrote, please don't invite Candace. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term in my opinion. Like all groups, you're going to get a wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life frustrating at times. Let the dust just settles a bit, maybe. And so Candace Owens claims that these screenshots were sent by Charlie Kirk 2 days before he was assassinated. Now, here's what's important. Turning Point spokesman, his name is Andrew. I believe it's Andrew. It's Andrew, right? Yeah, I believe it's Andrew. Andrew Colvett. He confirmed that these text messages were true. And when they asked him, they said, Andrew, well, why didn't you say this earlier? Why didn't you come forward with these text messages earlier? He said, well, Charlie Kirk was one of my best friends, if not my best friend, and I felt it would have been a betrayal of trust between us. That's why he didn't say anything. But now that they've been released, he said, yeah, they're true. This is true. Everything, these screenshots of these text messages are true. But here's the most important thing that you need to understand. At the end of the article, this is from the Daily Mail that I'm reading this article. At the end of the article, I want to read to you what it says. Where is it? Bear with me. Here it says, Colvett, who was one of Charlie Kirk's closest confidants, noted that he was aware of the text messages sent by Kirk, but chose not to share it publicly because, quote, it was a private exchange. I wanted to not betray my friend's trust. That's a hell of a dude right there. It's a hell of a dude. He was willing to sit on these things because he didn't want to betray his friend who had been murdered. But Mr. Colvett also revealed that soon after Kirk's assassination, he shared these text messages with government officials because, and listen to this, these are his words, he wanted to leave no stone unturned. And I'll leave it right there. Candace Owens knew that these text messages were there, and she let all of those people go publicly and saying there were lies, they were lying on her, she was lying on Charlie Kirk, they were all lies, and then she dropped them. And the Turning Point spokesperson, Andrew Colvett, confirmed these text messages were in fact true. We'll be right back. It's the Shelley Winter Show.